Learn. We're a nonprofit that gets kids excited about math and science.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. All right, we are working on our Pro Fusion SC 4x4 from Proline today. We're continuing this build series. You can check out all of our videos in the video description. We've got a complete playlist of this truck as well as some of our other trucks, including its little brother, the Proline Pro MT 4x4. Now, in our last episode, we filled up the diff with some of this super sticky 500 weight diff silicone diff oil that they included in the kit, and we waited a couple hours for it to settle here. Okay, and you're not supposed to fill this or fill to the top of the cross pins, which we're almost at there, but we could still put in some more of this fluid. So again, we're going to use, again, this stuff is super sticky. It took me a couple of hand washings to get the residual off. 500 weight is essentially like thick honey, super thick honey or molasses, super sticky silicone oil here. So we're gonna grab a little bit more. We're almost at the top, and I'm just using a disposable plastic knife here because, again, you're not going to be able to pour this very easily, or it's going to take you forever to pour. So probably the better way is to kind of scoop some out. You can see it kind of leaving threads there. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of scrape this in. Use the side of the diff case to take off the extra diff fluid there. Now I'll probably let this settle again to see how it filled up. And that's probably enough there. It's yeah, again, it's hard to tell just how much of this is how much you're really filling it up here. So let's scrape a little bit more off the side here and just let that settle for probably a couple hours. I put a cup over it just to, just so that dust wouldn't go in. So, you could do that once again here. What I'm also going to do is, actually something I noticed was that they there are these O-rings within the diff output shafts here. You probably want to lubricate those with something, something that we use use with our shock shafts over here is Race Tech Ultra Slick Seal Grease. So, it's similar to Team Associated Green Slime, any of those. So you may want to lubricate the little seal here, the O-ring, with some of that. Actually, we should have done that before. So I'm gonna disassemble this just to show you guys what that looks like. So take the pin out and then remove this over here, so you can see that really thin orange O-ring there. We can grab some of this Race Tech. You could use like a toothpick or something to get a little bit of it. Actually, the other grease that came in here, it kind of looks like green slime. I don't know. It wasn't really labeled, and I didn't see a black grease in this bag, so I'm wondering if they intended you to use this green grease. I should probably look on the forum online there. If they intended you to use the green grease in the front and rear diffs. Regardless, I can probably just use my fingertip here and just grab a little bit of this and put it on the O-ring. I'm not going to do the other side because it's already engulfed in that 500,000 weight silicon diff oil, so I'm not about to take that out. This will be kind of a good control though, because we'll see. Hey, you know, did the Race Tech the Ultra Slick seal grease actually help on the O-rings? I mean, I'm guessing that it would, or did it not? So that's a good experiment that we'll have here. I'm gonna wipe off the excess, and I can go ahead and reassemble this. So again, really impressed by the quality of the machining on these parts. You know, everything just fits together with a really good tolerances, tight tolerances here. So impressed by the build quality on these parts of this kit. Right, and we didn't assemble our Pro MT 4x4. That one comes assembled for you. We had kind of an early run one there too, which is exciting. But this you get to build yourself. So I'll take the cup off here, and we can see that it has settled. All right, fill to the top of the cross pins is what the instructions say. Don't overfill. Now you can always like turn the output shaft a little bit here. All right, and get that fluid to get pulled down a little bit. All right, that's probably good. We might as well just assemble this while we're at it here. I don't know if I want to pack any more of that silicone grease into here. We're probably good. You know, again, it's just to give it that viscous effect. And you don't want to overfill it, or else the gears won't be able to turn at all. So I'm going to grab one of those square O-rings. Now, this is a distinguishing characteristic of these diffs, is that they are square. The internals are square, so that's kind of cool. Just going to put that O-ring in, make sure that it's seated within the groove, the machine groove. We are using the upgraded aluminum diff cups here. Again, really great machining quality. Here are the stock plastic ones. Good quality as well, but you know, for maximum durability, you probably want to use aluminum. So there is some excess over here. I'm probably gonna use this just to actually, when I got the silicone diff fluid on my hands here, it took a couple hand washings to get that off. So I'm gonna try to keep it off of my hands. You may want to wear some gloves. Yeah, selling these diffs can always be a little bit tricky because kind of balance in a bunch of parts. I'm going to line up these holes and kind of smash these together. All right, there we go. So that is together. The O-rings are seated. Now we do have metal going into metal here because we're using these upgraded aluminum differential housings. So we're gonna have to get some thread lock, shake it up, and then you're gonna put these 2.5 by 10 screws, and these are button heads. Oh, these are really small, 2.5. We're gonna have to use this driver over here, and put some actually, it's time for us to pick the gear. So this is going to be, with the 500,000 weight is for the center diff. So you want to grab the appropriate gear. We're going to start off, you know, some people have upgraded to the steel spur gears. We're going to just start off with the stock plastic one and see how that lasts for us. So for the center diff, you want to use the 44 tooth mod 1 spur gear, which is what we have here. And just place that on, lining up the holes. Make sure I've got all these holes lined up. All right, and place that gently up here while we put some thread lock. Now, if you're going into plastic, if you're using the stock plastic housings, of course you're not gonna need the thread lock, but we are using these upgraded aluminum ones from Kraken, so we will need them. And just getting these screws in here. Taking care not to cross thread, so if you get any sort of resistance, back off and thread it in properly. So we're gonna just go in a crisscross pattern here, so as we thread these in, just to make sure that the screws are torqued down properly and not distorting that gear or the underlying metal diff housing. All right. So just getting these other 2 screws in. Okay. I like how the bags are organized in this kit too. Again, I haven't made a kit. I haven't built an RC from the ground up for quite some time, probably since my Turbo Ultima 2, my Kyosho Turbo Ultima 2, and that was probably in 1990, 1989, somewhere in that time frame, 1991. I can look at my old Tower Hobbies receipts. Okay, and then the last screw, and then we'll go ahead and go around and tighten those in a crisscross pattern, just like you would do with a 4-hub wheel on a real car. All right, and we'll go ahead and build the other diffs after this. So again, just tightening it in a crisscross pattern here. I'm just checking the fitment. And you want to make sure that you have the gear facing the right way too. The flat side is up, according to the picture there. Tighten these in crisscross pattern. You don't need to over tighten, just hand tighten. Because you do have that O-ring in there, providing a nice positive seal. All right, and whoa, that is, after you get these assembled, you just want to give them a little turn here, make sure everything is moving smoothly. All right, and then we just put another bearing on this end, and this differential is ready to go. We'll just have 2 more of them. We've got some more diff housing, some Kraken to go on these, but very burly diffs and diff housings. So let us know what you guys think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you next time. Thanks again for watching.